While my wife showered, her phone lit up with a message meant for her, and I answered. The house was unusually quiet that evening, the kind of quiet that makes you aware of every small sound. The shower was running upstairs, water hitting tile in a steady rhythm. I was on the couch, half watching a game I didn't care about, when my wife's phone buzzed on the coffee table. She usually kept it close, almost protective of it. That alone should have told me something, but habits have a way of blinding you. I glanced at the screen without thinking. One message preview was enough. I miss your smile. No name saved, just a number. My chest tightened in that slow, sinking way, like your body understands something your mind isn't ready to accept yet. I stared at the words, hoping context would magically appear. It didn't. For a moment, I considered putting the phone down and pretending I never saw it. Plenty of people would. Denial can feel like peace if you squint hard enough, but something inside me had already shifted. Curiosity mixed with dread, and before I could stop myself, I picked up the phone. The shower kept running. I opened the message thread. It wasn't long, but it didn't need to be. A few exchanges, casual, familiar, not explicit, but intimate in a way that made my stomach twist. Inside jokes, late replies, the kind of tone people use when they're careful, not innocent. The contact name finally loaded when another message came in. Mark, office. My wife had mentioned him before, a coworker, funny guy. Such a sweetheart, she'd said once. I remembered nodding, not thinking twice about it. My hands were shaking now. I wasn't angry yet, just stunned, like someone had quietly swapped out my life while I wasn't looking. Another buzz. Did I say something wrong? I stared at the screen. The shower still ran, steam probably fogging up the mirror she stood in front of, completely unaware that my world was rearranging itself downstairs. I don't know what made me do it. Pride, maybe, or a need for clarity, or the simple fact that I was tired of feeling stupid. I typed back. This is her husband. The typing bubble appeared instantly, then disappeared, then reappeared. Seconds passed, long ones. I'm sorry, I didn't know, he finally wrote. That was a lie. Maybe not a malicious one, but a lie all the same. People don't send messages like that without knowing exactly what they're doing. She's in the shower, I replied. If there's something you need to say, now's your chance. No response. The silence was loud. I set the phone back on the table just as the water upstairs shut off. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I wasn't sure what I was going to say, or if I was going to say anything at all. She came down a few minutes later, hair damp, wearing one of my old t-shirts. Smiling. That smile, the one someone else apparently missed. Hey, she said, leaning down to kiss my cheek. I didn't move. Everything okay? She asked, sensing it immediately. I picked up her phone and slid it across the table toward her. Mark from the office says he misses your smile. Her face changed in a way that was almost impressive. Not guilt first, fear. Like a child caught doing something they knew was wrong but hoped would never be noticed. She sat down slowly. You replied? Yes. She swallowed. What did he say? Enough. The quiet stretched between us. No TV noise now. No running water. Just two people sitting in the space where trust used to live. It's not what you think, she said, because of course she did. Then tell me what it is, I said, surprised by how steady my voice sounded. She talked. Carefully. About long hours at work, about feeling unseen, about how Mark listened, about how it never crossed a line. She said that phrase more than once, like repetition could make it true. I didn't interrupt. I let her finish. When she finally stopped, I asked one question. If I hadn't seen that message, how long would this have continued? She didn't answer. That was answer enough. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just stood up and went to the bedroom. I packed a bag, not because I wanted to leave forever, but because I needed space to breathe without her explanations filling the air. She followed me, crying now, apologizing, promising to cut contact, swearing it meant nothing. But something had already broken. Not beyond repair maybe, but cracked in a way that would always show if we tried to glue it back together. I stayed with my brother for a week, thought a lot. About boundaries. About how betrayal doesn't always come dressed as an affair. Sometimes it shows up quietly, disguised as comfort, hiding behind words like harmless. When I came back, we talked again, this time without defensiveness. She admitted she liked the attention, that it made her feel wanted in a way she hadn't communicated she was missing. We decided to try counseling, not because forgiveness is easy, but because understanding matters if you're going to move forward, together or apart. Mark transferred departments shortly after. I never asked if that was her choice or the company's. It didn't matter. What mattered was this: trust doesn't vanish in one moment. It erodes, slowly, message by message, smile by smile. We're still together. Not because I forgot, but because we rebuilt, carefully, honestly, and with clearer lines than before. Some days are heavier than others, but they're real. And every time her phone buzzes now, she doesn't guard it. She just lets it sit there. That's how I know we're doing the work.